So there's two ways I can do this. Either one, I cut these pieces individually and then try to glue them together and then try to sand them to match. Or I glue them together, screw it together, and then bring it over to my workplace, which has a better version of this bandsaw. So I can cut them both at the same time and have them match and be able to, you know what, screw it, I don't have enough time. I'm going to have to just use this thing. I think this is the one I'm going to go with for the for that one kind of buffer tube, the hydraulic buffer tube that goes up the front there. So I'll just, it looks thick enough, right? That's as deep as I can get it. That's deep enough. I'm hoping nobody has used this for cutting metal. There is a version of this machine that can cut metal, but it also spins a lot slower as to reduce the amount of friction and heat that builds up that wears out the blade itself. This is spinning too fast in order to cut metal. And even if you did put a metal band on here, what will happen is that it's going to heat up so quickly from the speed itself that's going to dull pretty quickly. You want to keep your tools nice and cool, otherwise they lose their sharpness, and once they heat up, that's when things get bad. That turned out much better than I was anticipating. Much better. Look at that little notch in there. Alright, so I was playing around with the hand grip when it split open. But this is a good thing. That means one, I need to, it gives me an opportunity to put a better glue on it. And two, I can certainly see how that channel is not straight there. That's going to be a problem because that means that the shaft is going to be sticking out on a heavy angle. But having it open like this is a good thing because that means I can actually get back into it in order to make sure that that's cut straight, which I might have to do by hand now. Alrighty. Just for now, I just want to see how well the stock and the foregrip fit on this thing before I make the side paneling. Now, the reason why I did the wood pieces first as well because it's cheaper. Plus, if I need to re-glue the two halves together, that's going to take up some more time. And it's probably easier to just redo the wood pieces as opposed to redoing the plating afterwards. Because the plating is like $100 worth of plating, and the wood pieces were like maybe in on like 20 bucks in total. Either way, this thing is still heavy as hell. Oh, jeez. Ugh. I don't know how he's planning to carry this around on the field. Okay, now I'm running that. Why is it not in here? Hey, Dad.
Is this the same? It should be.
I might need to go over to the Canadian Tire to grab new drill bits. I'm sorry, jigsaw bits, because I don't have the right one. And it's starting to rain. I think right now is a pretty good time to take a lunch break. Just a few more pieces. Oh, that's getting hot. Whew. Steaming. Alright, now that I've got all of these pieces ground down to the right shape and everything else. The problem is with a machine like this, I can only get the outside edges. So the stuff like right inside here, I gotta do that by hand. And, well, this is going to be the tools I'm going to have to use. And this is also going to be the longest period of time I'm working on something like this. Especially with aluminum, it's going to gunk it up. So I need to constantly clean out these files. This is going to take a while. Alright, so you saw how long it took for me to do one of those pieces. Imagine having to do it with all the other pieces. So we've got those two there, these two here, these two here, all of these pieces. Yep. A lot of work. Alright, so now that roughly got all the pieces cut out, the only thing I have to cut out is the magazine cover and the scope box. But essentially, all the sheets are symmetrical. I just need to finish cutting out the 5 holes there, that slot there. I think I actually have to move that lower though. But essentially, this is roughly how it looks. I also do need to, with the bar up here, make that ring that goes around there. That's going to be another little bit. So another thing I've noticed is this ledge right here is pretty high, and I mean it doesn't even like allow for the rail to be seen, which is kind of what I wanted. And this is just way too high. Well, that's fine. We can cut this down. It's going to be a lot tougher if I have to recut this whole thing because it's too small. It's easier to shrink it than it is to expand it. So, I mean, that's why I also kind of let that overhang a little bit more than the initial template wanted. But I like that. I also think the rest of this matches pretty good. Yeah, looks much better. Although this part right here needs to be cut down just a touch. Pretty much I need to just make sure that's one straight line. That breakout is crazy. Hold on. Got breakouts like that. Also use something to drill through so that it doesn't push all the material down and out of the way. Alright, so I'm currently having an issue about how to cut these slots out. Now, I would typically, I don't know, try doing this freehand, but freehand is kind of crappy when the tool cuts like this. If the tool cut like this, that would not be a problem. But because it's kind of like this, you've got a problem. Because if I try to move it back, this action is going to push the piece that direction. So what I'm actually going to have to do is I'm going to have to just screw this onto this block of wood, and then when I got that screwed onto that block of wood, put it through that machine, because it will actually cut straight lines pretty damn well. Oh, I love my milling machine. Damn it, I lost my tripod. Again! How did I lose my tripod again? Ugh! Ugh! I guess I'll just have to do this the old-fashioned way. Well, I guess that'll do. The cheapo center punch. Of course, being cheapo means if I use it, it'll likely wreck the screw. But I mean, I got the box full of 1,000 for a reason, right? Now, reason why I need to put these center punches in is because when I put this into the drill has a tendency to creep and wander a little bit. So, putting the center punches gives it a good starting point before I put the drill down, so it doesn't go in places where I don't want it to go. Is this even the right drill bit? Yeah, starting hole is fine. This is an end mill. What this thing will do is that it cuts on this surface along the side here. So because it doesn't have a cutting surface, a good one anyway, in the center there, that's why I need to drill the hole so they can go straight down, and then I'll be able to cut across that one like that. And that's unfortunately all the footage I can cram in for this week. I still have another 2.5 hours worth of footage to try to run through, but yeah, we're certainly getting pretty close to the end of this build. And, well, considering how much work that's gone into this, it's probably a good maybe 2 weeks worth of work to get a prop like this built. Considering also the fact I had to do this in like every other so often day. But hopefully you enjoyed this part of the process where I managed to finally get all the wood pieces cut out and all tested fitted onto the rifle, and then starting to work on all the metal pieces. So hopefully, probably 2 more episodes. Hopefully. So anyway, like the video, subscribe, ring the notification bell, yada yada yada, all the YouTube bull hockey, so you can watch the next video for when it does come out. Especially when you hit the notification bell, as soon as it comes out, you'll be notified when that is. You can enjoy 20 minutes over your lunch to just mindlessly watch me scurry around my garage. Well, hopefully, see you in the next build.